Hey guys, today I'm going to be reading your scary stories, which honestly makes me a little spooky, a little scared, but we'll see how it goes. How scary could it be, right? Anyways, let's get started. Not me being a total wimp. I can't even watch scary movies, but I wanted to do this video because it's, Halloween themed, spooky. But if it's too spooky, then I'm gonna have to watch like something happy after this. Okay, it looks like the first person has an IRL scary story and then an SSO scary story. IRL. One time me and my friends were at a sleepover at H's house. No name dropping. We appreciate a loyal queen. And we were upstairs killing each other. Pillow fight, don't worry. When H and S says they heard a knock on the door.
Oh my gosh, I can't with this. No.
Even though we were the only ones upstairs, we opened the door to see who it was.
Okay, why would you do that?
Bam, nothing. So then we run downstairs and almost cried, but then we went to the store and bought donuts and then forgot about it. I feel like this isn't even scary. I mean, it is scary if someone knocks on your door at night, that's true. And their SSO experience. When I was logging onto SSO, a photo from SSO was on my screen for like a millisecond. Very scary and traumatizing. I'm sorry, what? I don't even know what to say about that, honestly. Okay,
moving on.
About 2 years ago, I was playing Star Stable and it was just a normal day. Somebody advertised their club and I decided to join. They were all welcoming, but something was off. They started saying things like, I love everything about you and we've never had a club member like you. I was kind of freaked out, but I just brushed it off. And they later invited me to their home stable and I said yes. All of the other club members disappeared, so it was just like the club owner and leader. They started to be really weird and say things like, I love how you smell, and went out of their way to compliment me, not me just falling off a cliff right now. They even went up to my horse and said,
licks booty. Oh my goodness.
I was so grossed out, and I left the home stable, switched servers, and unfriended them. A few weeks later, I saw the same two people in that server. They ran up to me and I was terrified. I left and went to chocolate cupcake instead. Lesson learned. The ignore button is there for a reason. I love this story because you learned a lesson. And that's a smart lesson. The ignore button is there for a reason. I feel like you definitely did not have to switch servers. You could have just, blocked them, but if that makes you feel safer, then who am I to judge? Oh, I realized that I didn't tell you guys my scary story, which I usually do at the beginning of the video, but I'll tell it right now. I have a couple. Okay, first, when I was like a young kid, I had a dream that a tin can monster ate my family, and I know that this may sound silly, but as a kid, it was freaking traumatizing. And I remember in the dream, I asked the tin can monster to eat me too, so I could just be with my family, which honestly was pretty deep for a little kid. It was a deep dream. Okay, and then a non-dream experience. When I was younger, maybe in junior high, my parents were out of town and my grandparents were watching me and my brothers and my cousins at our house. And I don't even remember. I think my grandparents left to pick my parents up from the airport. So it was me and my younger brother and my cousins home, and they had taken one of my brothers. So anyways, we were all in the house, on the side of the house, kind of by where my parents' bedroom is, which is the furthest from the front door of our house. And then we also have a garage door. So anyways, no adults were home and we hear the door open and we heard an unfamiliar guy talking, and it was really spooky. They went into our playroom, which is right by the garage door, which is the furthest from my parents' bedroom, luckily. And we just stayed really quiet and hid in there. They probably saw my grandparents leave and just broke in right after and didn't realize that they left everyone home. I don't know what happened. I don't even remember exactly what happened. They never came over to that side of the house. They think they realized there were people home and they kind of left, but it was really scary, obviously. And that's an actual scary experience. Since this is a Halloween video, we're gonna start at Golden and then do the Halloween races, obviously. Okay, this next one is pretty long. When I was around 6 or 7 years old, I used to have this strange creature visit me at night.
Okay, I'm already getting freaked out and I have tingles, please.
I don't know if it was just a recurring vivid dream or what, but I do know I was awake when I saw it. I would always wake up with the feeling of being stared at and would open my eyes to see a non-human being watching me. This being was extremely tall, had long arms and legs, and had glowing green eyes. It never said or did anything. It just stood and watched me with what seemed out of curiosity. This being scared me though, so every time I'd just pull my bed sheets over my head and fall back asleep. This being visited me on multiple occasions, but I don't remember how often or for how long it did. It happened enough that one night when I got woken up as usual, I felt annoyed that this thing wouldn't leave me alone, so I decided to speak to it. I asked it what it wanted, why it was in my room, and asked it to please leave. After speaking to it, the creature didn't do anything, so I just pulled the covers over my head and fell back asleep. Ever since the night of me speaking to it, I haven't seen it once. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna go turn the lights on. I'm sorry, that story is a hard no for me. This kind of reminds me of when I was like a little kid also, when we lived at a different house. Like I was way younger, probably like 4 or 5. I had this like mannequin in my room, which seems twisted that my mom put that in there, but she thought it was cute to put clothes on the mannequin.
So stylish.
Anyways, at night I was obviously freaked out by this mannequin and like it came alive. And so like during the day, I would like hide the mannequin in the closet or like be like really nice to it so that it wouldn't hurt me. Oh my gosh. Saying this out loud is just honestly hilarious and sad at the same time. Okay, the next person said, okay, I'm gonna do our IRL. And that's the best kind. One time I was doing a light night hack on my horse at 12 a.m.
Okay.
When my horse's ears shot up and he stomped his feet and flees the other direction, I comforted him and then we carried on. Bro, what were you thinking? Again, his ears shot up. This time I knew something was wrong because of the shuffling in the bushes I heard. Then a middle-aged man with a dirty white shirt and cowboy boots emerged from the bushes and was clearly armed. I saw his shirt peep up and there I saw a handgun. I was terrified. I didn't know what to do. He said, stay there, don't leave. And then I asked him over to the grass lining around the road and galloped away so fast. I'm pretty sure he was arrested. Well, I hope you called the police because yeah, that is seriously not okay. That story is literally so scary, but I feel like some of these stories are starting to have a common thread. Most of them could have been prevented by making smarter decisions. Don't answer the door at night when you're home alone. Don't go on a night hack at 12 a.m. When your horse freaks out, it's probably for a reason. They can sense danger before we can. So anyways, I was once training at night like a normal person who works would, and this girl with a black Hanoverian kept appearing wherever I went. Oh, are they talking about horseback riding or the gym? Probably riding. I thought maybe she just had the same training routine and didn't make much of it. However, when I used the trailer to go to Goldspur Farm, wait, I just realized this was an SSO. I don't know why I was reading that with the perspective it was going to be IRL. I was like, wait, what the heck? This is so weird. Okay, however, when I used the trailer to go to the Goldspur Farm for the Greentail races, she was there in front of the trailer. I know it's a child's game, but it scared the crap out of me. Anyway, so I decided to just log off, leaving my horse untrained. Creeps till this day. Okay, I feel like in SSO, like I want to say I don't get scared of this game, but to be fair, I do get freaked out on SSO sometimes. Only if I have the game sound on, but yeah, it can be a creepy game. I understand. And there's some real creepy people in this game too. Like sometimes I read global and I'm like in shock. I'm like, it didn't used to be like this. What is this? What is happening? All right, we're gonna try and do the haunted trail ride while reading these, which I don't know if it's gonna be a mistake. We'll have to see. One time I was playing SSO. It was like 1 a.m. and I was doing the main quest. It was with that one dude that turned into an alpha. I don't know. It was that guy from the South Hoof quest, and I was really scared of him, and my power then randomly went out. I almost crapped myself because it was so scary. I just started watching my gallery. I don't understand. What is a gallery? Yeah, definitely like any main story quest. I feel like we're all doing it in the middle of the night when no one's logged on, and for some reason it's scary. Do you guys remember the main story quest where we had to go into that like where like the weird guy who like has turned into a zombie, you know what I mean? Like goes into the bunker and we have to go in the bunker to find him. That quest was so unnecessarily scary. Like what the frick? I'm not going into this bunker to find this wolf man. Like no thanks. Okay, someone said, when I was on a chill forest ride with my horse, Bowie, it happened something bad. It was a perfect ride till I heard a sound. I've been hit by falling rocks my whole life. I thought it was just a squirrel or something, not dangerous. When we walked some more steps, Bowie stopped and got stressed. I also got scared because Bowie is a chill horse. And then I saw some eyes. Oh my gosh. 10 meters in front of us. It was a moose. There hasn't been moose here over many years, and I haven't been told that it was a moose here, so I was really scared. The moose started running towards us. Me and Bowie thought the same thing and began to gallop the other way, the way we had come from, up a hill, when I saw behind me that the moose was not chasing us anymore. I had tears in my eyes. It was too scary. I would literally cry. I think a lot of people who have never been around moose don't realize they're super dangerous. The next person said looking at Yidris. Okay, you know, one time I was home alone and I was upstairs just chilling watching a movie in my bed, and my dog was lying beside me fast asleep. Suddenly he shoots up and starts growling and barking, and he runs out of my room into the top of the stairs where he continues to bark and snarl. This is all really weird because he's a very friendly dog. My family often jokes he's too friendly, but he's a big golden with a huge bark. So I take out my earbuds and walk out of my room and I start to try to calm my dog down. Then I hear a loud thud and our back door open and slam shut. Now our backyard is completely fenced except for where our driveway connects to it, but one of our trucks was parked in the driveway, so there's no way to see back there. I decided to wait upstairs and wait for my parents to get home. I did call them and tell them what happened. When they got home, our kitchen where our back door is was obviously disturbed. Cabinets were open, dishes were moved, drawers were open, etc. No other part of the house was disturbed though. I'm just gonna say it is really hard to read these and look for the pumpkin at the same time. Our best guess though is someone walked up to our driveway and then went back in through our back door, which we generally keep unlocked so we can let our dogs and cats in and out.
Oh my gosh, you leave it unlocked?
It's an old door, so it's a pain to lock and unlock. We're really thankful that whoever it was in our house heard our dogs going cuckoo bananas, decided it wasn't worth it, and left. So yeah, that was the time our house almost got robbed while I was home. That's so scary, and that's really similar to what happened to me. In my house, we didn't see anything disturbed, which kind of made me feel like it was in my head, but I wasn't even scared to be home alone. So that's the thing that makes me think it was real, because I wasn't like scared and just hearing things, like I wasn't minding my own business. Okay, someone said, it was October and every night I went to bed, I kept hearing this noise. The noise was like a slow nursery rhyme. No, stop, I'm done.
Bye.
That I could hear from outside in the wind. Like one of those songs that doll hums on movies. It was very faint but defo there. It happens so often at night. I stayed awake to figure out if it started and stopped at a certain time, which it did. The weird thing is no one else could hear it. I got my mom to come in and see if she could hear it. It stopped after a while, and after October/start of November, I never heard it again. Whether it was a group of teens messing around or my imagination, I still don't know. But either way, it gave me sleep trauma, and I couldn't go to bed without a light on and earplugs. This happened around 4 years ago, but it's messed with me since, and Halloween isn't my cup of tea, let's say. If I was you, I would not be able to sleep with earplugs in. When I have earplugs in, I'm always thinking like I'm missing something, like I'm gonna miss someone walking behind me or something. I know that's spooky, but I would rather just be able to hear what's going on. Oh look, everyone's, running. Oh, by the way, I never said who I was riding, but I'm riding Twyla, my magic Halloween horse. I'm literally obsessed with her non-magic coat. How am I even gonna do these races while reading? I'll pick a short one. When I was almost kidnapped, I was walking in the city with my teammate after a cheer competition, and a guy started to follow us. So we went in a store and started to talk to people, and he left. Okay, you did the right thing in this situation. That's spooky, but I feel like maybe saying you were almost kidnapped is a little dramatic. It's okay, it's good clickbait. Okay, so one of my scariest moments in SSO was this one time in the Halloween festival last year. I accepted the Galloper quest where he chases you, but he didn't appear. I was like, the quest literally stole so many soul shards from me. But then when my sister told me how her quest went, I understood. So I accepted again the next day, but he still didn't appear. I was literally on the edge about when he would chase me. And then when I was in my home stable, I saw the horse and her foal, the ghosts, walking through the wall, and for a moment I thought it was Galloper, lol. He never did appear, and I ended up wasting about 30 soul shards accepting the quest each day. Oh my gosh. Also, I forgot to mention, a few times I heard Galloper, but I couldn't see him. All of the colors became black and white, and I was standing totally still, but he still wasn't catching me. I could also sometimes hear wailing noises. I got so scared when I heard them. Also, I really don't care if I'm anonymous or not, but my username is Hazel Dusk Eagle. But anyways, that's my scary story, and I love your videos. Have a great day. Okay, thanks. I was reading SSO's little information about the different Halloween activities, and they said it could take up to 24 minutes for him to come find you, so that's a long time. I don't know if I'm ready for that kind of time commitment for someone to chase me. I'm good. And it said he'll come at the worst time. I'm like, no thanks. When I'm about to lose a race, I'm gonna rage quit. Someone said this was in real life. It was my birthday, and my dad and I decided to go to a theme park to celebrate.
Oh my gosh, I can't even with this races.
So we went. We waited maybe 1.5 hours to just get on a coaster. No, this was my very first time ever being on a roller coaster in my life. When we finally got in and started moving, we were like, here we go, this is gonna be fun. We thought wrong. I quickly leaned over to see the track and it vanished. I quickly got back in my seat and told my dad, bad idea. And then we went over that hill. Our entire body left the seat. We held on for dear life. I did not let go the entire time, neither did my dad. When we finally stopped, I got off the wrong side of the platform, so I had to climb back over the other side to get out. My legs felt like jelly. Note to everyone, please look up on websites for theme parks before you ride the roller coasters, because the one I went on was like the fastest one in the entire park. 76 miles per hour for a ride that lasted 2 minutes 26 seconds. This is possibly the most wholesome scary story I've ever heard. Like, so sweet that you and your dad got scared on a roller coaster. I get scared on roller coasters too, don't get me wrong. The only real theme parks I've been to is like Disneyland, but some of those rides are like a little scary. I don't know. The scariest ones are the ones that aren't even supposed to be scary. They're just so old and freaking spooky. Like Mahal Madness, if anyone knows what I'm talking about. They changed it to something else. They've changed it all to Disney names now, but back in the day. One of you guys said star coin prices. I love how that's your scary story. And you know what? It's mine too. The next person said how much money I've spent on this game. So accurate. Okay, now we have a real story. It was my first proper time riding a horse, and I was going to be riding an OTTB, who could get spicy at times. What is an OTTB? So one of the more experienced riders got on him first and said he was fine. When I got on, he was good. I was walking him around and I even got him to trot without an issue. Then the instructor started to talk to me about trotting off the lead rope, and he clearly heard her and started trotting without me asking him to. And going back to the point of me being a very inexperienced rider, couldn't slow him down because there was too much to do with my hands and couldn't work out how to do it. Then he galloped off the field with me and I nearly fell off. But I didn't because I was so scared, but I actually felt like being sick. Okay, I totally understand this. I feel like all of us have had an experience like this when first learning to ride. Like having too much to do with your hands, I've never felt so seen in my life. Riding a horse, you do have so much to do with your hands, especially when you're working with spicy horse. It is part of the learning process, and I promise it does get better. And a really similar thing happened to me. I'm sure many people who ride horses will tell you the same thing. One time it was 3 a.m. and I needed to fill my water bottle. So I went downstairs. Wait, first of all, why did you need to fill your water bottle at 3 a.m.? I went downstairs, but I didn't turn the lights on because my parents were asleep. I went to fill it and saw 2 green glowing eyes staring at me from the window. At the same time, there was creeping all around my floors. Do they mean creaking? That's freaking scary. Later, I found out she just jumped out at me and it was my cat giving me a death stare. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm glad that you found there was a happy ending to this, because you guys are freaking me out with these green glowing eye things. Like, this is the thing. It's daytime while I'm filming this, but when I go to bed tonight, I'm gonna, of course, just think about that and then it's gonna freak me out. One time when the old Halloween event was out, I did the quest with the creepy girl that turned into the black ball thing after I logged off. It was late at night. I heard knocking at my door. It was Halloween, so I thought it was one of the last trick-or-treaters. So I opened the door to find nobody there except a note with a time on it. I think it was just a prank, but it really was scary at the time. I was 7. Why are you guys answering the door? When I was 7, even now, I'm not answering it. When I logged on, it was zoomed on the inside of my horse and I could see its eyes. Yeah, there are fewer things scarier than horse glitches on SSO. Do you guys remember when we had the like weird spiky horse glitch last year? That was freaking, I'm so glad it never happened to me. It was like a horror game at that point. Okay, this isn't a terribly scary story, but I think a lot of us can relate to that first time our horse fell out from a dangerous fall, especially back when the screen would flash red and our horse would make that terrifying screeching sound. Yes, I totally know what you're talking about. That was the OG scary story on SSO, let's be real. And what do you mean it's not terribly scary? It was terrifying. Okay, the next person said, my older brother would jump scare me almost every day. I wouldn't know if he was going to be around the corner or something, ready to scare the life out of me. He's now stopped doing that, thankfully. Not really scary, but I didn't know what to put. It's nice to have some like less scary ones so that we can have some comic relief. And there was one time when I was sitting in the Silverglade riding hall. Out of nowhere, I could not move and I was floating in the sky, taking a tour of Jorvik. So I decided to log off and log back in when my character started to fall from the sky. My character ended up going through the ground and respawning at the starter area in Moorland. I've had a very similar experience happen to me. Every time I do the like Headless Hunt race, I like fall off the ice and then I get rebooted to the start of the Halloween area, which is so freaking annoying. You know what I just realized? I never finished the Halloween races and I got logged off the game, so I probably didn't even get my XP from the pumpkin hunt, which is, you know, irritating. There are so many submissions. We're definitely not going to be able to finish them all today, but I'll try to read as many as we can. So last year I went camping at a campsite with my family. The day this happened, it was spooky night at the campsite. When it was over 21 o'clock, my mom told me to shower, so I grabbed my stuff. On the way, I suddenly heard weird laughs. I thought it were people playing games, so I didn't care. Halfway through the shower, public, someone started aggressively bonking on the doors, and I heard the same laugh. When I was done, I rushed my clothes on, called my mom to make sure. Never knew who it was after that, but I have created a fear of public showers now. First of all, I have a fear of public showers without that happening to me. The fact that that happened to you, I would never look at a public shower again. This isn't really scary, but it's the only story I could think of for right now. Last winter, me and my friend were planning on hanging out. I had waited at least an hour or two to hear from her. She was hanging out with her current boyfriend and showed up at the bottom of my driveway about 3 hours later, around 11ish. She called me and said her car couldn't make it up my driveway, so I decided to walk down my 1.5 mile long driveway in the dark during winter. I ended up running the entire way because I was completely alone, and unfortunately only had my permit, so I couldn't drive myself, and it was late, so no way my parents were driving me. Okay, you must live out in the country if you haven't really have a driveway that long. That's pretty insane. Okay, I pretty much crashed into everything in that race. I remember growing up at my cousin's house. They have like, I mean, this is completely unrelated, I was just thinking about it. They have like literally the scariest house at night to this day. We all are like, their house is so spooky at night. I would be at their house late at night all the time because we would like hang out after school and like sleepovers and stuff, and their house at night was so freaking scary. Okay, someone said not too scary, but I was getting up at 6 a.m. getting ready for school. My room is located in the basement and the bathroom is on the other side of the stairs. Anyways, I had went to grab my sweatshirt out of my closet, and halfway there my bedroom light turns off. I turn my phone flashlight on and continue to grab my sweater. I reach my light switch, turn it off and on at least once, and didn't do anything. I left the switch on. Minutes later, I walk back into the bathroom, and in my peripheral view, my bedroom light turns back on with a click. Someone's messing with you. That is too scary. Sorry, this is kind of long. Once in Star Stable, I was just doing some quests, and the girl kept screaming at me. Wait, I have to focus for this part because I always get sent to like the other side of the world. And this girl kept screaming at me, following me everywhere. I blocked her, but she didn't disappear and said, "You really thought you could block me?" I logged off and didn't log back in for a whole week. When I got back on, I had mail from this person. It was like 30. It all said, "I'm in your house. You left your window unlocked," or "Look behind you," etc. Super freaked out. Didn't see her again after I reported her. The freaky part was that she started saying personal things about me, like, "I love your brown hair," or "I love the rose vines above your bed," or would start asking me if she can borrow specific clothes I had in my IRL wardrobe. I have no idea who this person was. Asked all my friends. They don't play Star Stable. Love you. You're literally so underrated. Oh, thank you. That was... I was waiting to hear what happens, but I guess you just never found out. There's just definitely someone who knows you. Like, if you didn't share your personal information on SSO, which you definitely should not, maybe it's like you're a brother or sister or something. It sounds like something they would do, right? I literally hate this race. It's not even a race. So get ready for a ride. I have some tea. Ooh, I'm so ready. So I joined a club, not gonna say the name. The owner was really nice, and so was everyone else. One day we were talking about IRL crushes, and she had a crush on a guy who was her best friend, so we were all telling her to tell him, but she was too scared to ruin their friendship. Turns out he played SSO, and he was gonna join the club soon. When he did, she told us if we said anything about her crush on him, we would be kicked out. Me and my best friend were determined to be matchmakers, so we decided we should hang out with him. Oh my gosh. To try to ask him who his crush was. We went to a champ with him, and me and my best friend asked him. He was gay and had a crush on a guy in his class. My club owner was heartbroken and ended up disbanding the club. Great fun though. Anyways, love your vids. Bye. That is some tea. I don't think it's a scary story though, to be honest with you. I feel like you just ignored the prompt, which is supposed to be scary stories, but next time. Someone said, "I used to be scared of Galloper Thompson, so I would avoid the Halloween event." Luckily, you don't have to avoid the whole event because you have to talk to him and request to have him chase you. So I don't know who would actually do that, but you know, not me. My IRL bestie, Steph, told me, no. Sorry, I'm not gonna freaking read that, you psycho. Okay, I opened up SSO and Jasper popped up and gave me a literal heart attack. Love that for you. Okay, where should we go? Let's go to like Hermits. We never go there. I always do Silverglade. Let's change it up. This is an IRL story. I live in the middle of the woods and it's very secluded. One year for Halloween, me and a couple of friends were having a campfire and carving pumpkins at like 1 a.m. Makes sense. It was spooky because of the sound of animals and the wind and everything. but I swear then we heard someone laughing around us and no one was there. It was like killer clown laughing, you know the one. And we heard rustling, like running through the woods. It was so scary. Then we all ran inside and my dad went out running with a hunting rifle. Definitely a scary moment to say the least. Looking back, it probably was nothing, but we were young, about 14 or 15, so definitely got spooked, lol. In this story, I can definitely tell you live in the middle of nowhere that your dad ran outside with his rifle. Like, these things don't happen if you live in the city, let's just say. Someone said the fact that we used to not have toes haunts me to this day. Honestly, same. It was just one toe. It was a unitoe.
Nobody wants a unitoe.
I had a dream where I was peeing. I woke up. I was at school. This happened in like 2nd grade. Okay, hopefully it wasn't one of those dreams where like you dream that you're peeing and then you wake up and you actually are. So I was at the Halloween festival doing haunted trail ride, and all of a sudden a group of rioters came all up to me and they were wearing black, and let's just say they said some really creepy things to me. They were speaking in riddles, and when I ran back down to the portal, they followed me, and then I went back to the festival and lost them 30 minutes later. I realized they had been following me the whole entire time, so I logged off creeped out at what they said in the chat because they were saying things in riddles and saying some inappropriate stuff, creeping me out. So I logged out. Once I logged back in later, I logged back on and they were literally all standing on top of me when I logged on. Just say I moved my server. Yeah, that's weird. I love how we have like literal rioters in SSO. Like, isn't this supposed to be a horse game? Has anyone else felt like they just run into invisible walls every 5 seconds since the Halloween update? Because I do. It's been a while since I've been to Redwood. That's my old home stable. So when I was about 9, we went into someone's house in Halloween for sweeties and they locked the door. Me and my friend were freaking out when we got our sweeties. They unlocked the door and let us leave. I don't know why they locked it. What the heck? First of all, if you have to go into someone's house for Halloween, that's sketchy as frick. And what is a sweetie? Do you call candy sweeties? I'm not even gonna judge because there are people who like watch this channel from other countries, but like I've never heard that. That's cute. I don't know. Someone said Glue Man will eat you. Well, you know what? I don't even believe in Glue Man, so he's definitely not gonna eat me. I'm not gonna say it's impossible, but I'd say it's pretty unlikely. It's not a scary moment for me, but I really love to scare my friends. So one time I ran forward and stood in an alleyway. When they walked past me, they saw me and screamed so loud. I hate when friends scare you. I'm definitely the friend in the friend group who my friends always are like, they know I get scared easily, and so then you just get tormented for your whole friendship until you ghost them. I'm just kidding. And I don't get, like, it just really does it for some people to scare someone. I was playing SSO late one night and ended up logging off, but when I logged on later, a girl in chat dressed in all black said, "We were waiting for you." I blocked them. PS, love your videos, they always make my day. Okay, it's getting to that time where I'm probably gonna read a few more and then my computer's gonna rest in peace. Oh my gosh. I'm literally stuck in a rock, but okay. Once I went to this camp, I still go. It was my 2nd time writing English. I read Western, and we were almost done with our lesson, but my horse, Jarred, started acting up, and we walked to the corner, and he started bucking. I was not in the saddle anymore at this point because I was sitting on his neck. There was no horn to hold on to. I eventually fell off, and the reason he was bucking was because there was a horsefly on his stomach. After he was done bucking, he rolled, and then he was fine. It was really scary, but anyway, have a happy Halloween. Okay, new fear unlocked. Yeah, that's the thing. I also write Western, and I don't know, like, how do you English writers like stay on? Because I need the horn often to catch my balance because I'm going up hills, down hills, into gullies, trails. So you use the horn a lot? Okay, I don't know why when I just glanced at this one, I started laughing. It's not funny, like, I'm sorry. I was at an overnight camp and I walked off my bunk bed and got a concussion. So I thought it said you slipped off your bed. There are still so many of these, but I don't have time to finish them all. I'll definitely have to do a part 2 of this video. There's still so many left. Thank you guys for all the submissions. Hopefully you're not too scared. Hopefully you made it to this point. I'm not gonna lie, I had to pause the video a couple of times to recover. Anyways, hope you guys are having a good Halloween. Thanks for watching. Bye.
I'm on thin ice, you'd never guess. I've been hiding a monster.